What we're going to look at is how a daily routine could work in a classroom. So we've got the two teachers arriving and they're in their classroom. Their job before they start the day is to check that everything's ready and clean in the art area, penciled or sharpened in the writing area, the book area is neat and tidy, things are in place in the sand area, everything's in order in the house area and the toy area. So then one teacher might stay in the toy area, the other teacher will be at the door, and as the children arrive, this teacher's going to greet each one. Perhaps if there's parents, she might have a quick word with the parents. The children will put their things wherever the things are kept in the classroom and make their way to the toy area. So each child is greeted when they come here to the toy area. They might look at books or they might sing a song. So here they all are, just sitting on the rug. So for this particular daily routine, remember we talked about a message board. So perhaps a welcome song is going to be sung when everybody's arrived. This teacher comes and joins the children on the mat and they sing a welcome song. For example, let's sing hello to Kayla, sing hello to Kayla, sing hello to Kayla, we welcome you today. Let's sing hello to Apto, sing hello to Apto, sing hello to Apto, we welcome you today. So each child is greeted and welcomed. Then the teachers might go through the message board and talk about the different things that are going on in the day. Remember how the message board has some words and some symbols. So the teachers might say, well, today we've got some new things in the toy area and we've got some new stones and we're going to be using those in small group time. In the other small group time today, we're going to be using leaves. And if you have a snack time, you might say for snack time today there's going to be some bread. And if you look, Anna isn't here today. She's not feeling very well, so she's at home with her mum this morning. So that's what's going on today. So that's the greeting time. Then what will happen, because we're going to move into planning time in this group, some of the children will go over for their planning time in a different area of the room. So this teacher might take blue group over here, and this teacher will meet with red group here. And each teacher is going to plan with their group of children. I think it's really nice if children are sitting in a circle so that they can all hear what everyone else is saying. So the teacher's going to think of a different planning strategy. So for example, this teacher might say, for planning time today, we're going to use this giraffe. And the giraffe's going to come around and I'd like each of you to tell the giraffe what your plan is. Hello. Hello. What's your plan, Sammy? My plan today is to go to the house area. You're going to the house area? Yes, I want to play and make some porridge. Okay, you're going to make some porridge today. I'd like to come and taste that later. And off Sammy goes to start making her porridge in the house area. And then it's the next child's plan. Let's see where the giraffe's going to go. Ooh, he's come to you, Tommy. Tommy, what's your plan today? My plan is to go to the art area and I want to build a car from the boxes. Oh, you're going to build a car with boxes. I wonder which box you'll use. I'm going to use a big box. Oh, so it sounds like you're going to build a big car. I'll see your car later. And off Tommy goes to the art area. So this group's planning. At the same time, this group is also planning with their teacher. And their teacher might have a different strategy. And this teacher might be saying, I've got a little stone here and we're going to pass it round and round, and I want you to listen, and when I say stop, whoever's holding the stone, it's going to be your turn to plan. Okay, let's go. Pass the stone round and round and round and round and round. And stop. Oh, it's stopped by you, Sanjit. What's your plan today? My plan is to go and build a house in the sand area. So off Sanjit goes. Some children will still be learning about planning. So, for example, we might say, pass the stone round and round and round and round and round. And stop. Maybe this child doesn't have very much language. So the teacher might say, can you point to where you want to work? Ah, you're pointing to the toy area. I wonder what you want to work with in the toy area. Do you want to go and fetch something and show me? And this child perhaps might fetch something and show the teacher. Oh, you're going to use the red car. Okay, I'll come and see what you're doing a bit later. So I hope that's giving you an idea of how planning time works. Each child makes their plan, and then each child goes to the different areas where they want to work in the day. When each child's planned, they're going to be perhaps working in different parts of the classroom, and the teacher's job at this point is to move around the different areas and talk with different children, just being aware of where they can most usefully involved. At work time, it's the job of the teachers to look around and see what's happening in the classroom and see what different children are doing. There might be some children who need a bit of help getting started on their plan, and the teacher can just perhaps go and support them, saying, I see you've come to the book area. Do you know what you wanted to do? No, you didn't. I wonder if there's a book there that you would like. Oh, you chose the Very Hungry Caterpillar book. Shall we look at it together? So that child just has a bit of support. This teacher will perhaps look around and notice that she'd like to interact here. She might talk with these two children, and she's also looking at how she can put in some key developmental indicators as she interacts. So she might say to these children, I can see you've both got a red car and you're rolling your red car over the rug. Oh, you've rolled your red car over to the stones. Yeah, I'm going to build a road. Oh, you're going to build a road with your stones. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 stones in your road. So she might interact here. Then perhaps this teacher might move over here and talk with these children in the sand area. I can see you've been digging. Yeah, we're digging and we're making a house. Oh, you're making a house today. Yeah, I can see the house. That one is the window. Oh, there's the window. It's a big window. So the teachers are extending and repeating and giving language to children's actions. This teacher perhaps then might move to the art area and talk with this child for a little bit. Some children will start talking to you straight away. Others, you might want to imitate what they're doing a little bit, or just be quiet and make little comments about what they're doing. Maybe then this teacher moves to the writing area. Says, oh, I can see you've done lots of squiggly lines. Yeah, I have. I've been using the crayons. You have. You've used orange and blue and purple. I can see lots of colours on your picture. Teachers might need to help children solve problems. They might just be supporting children who are getting a little bit lost. They might notice that perhaps if a child's made one plan and finished, so for example this child might say, finished now. Ah, you've finished. So what's your next plan? I want to go to the house area and make some tea and coffee. Ah, you're going to make tea and coffee. So perhaps the child will make their way over here. So children make different plans. They sometimes change their minds. They might be working on their own. They might be working in little groups. So this part of the day perhaps lasts for about 45 minutes or so. teachers bring work time to a close and they give children a warning that it's nearly going to be the end of work time. So they might just say, go around to each group of children and say, in 2 more minutes it's going to be tidy up time. You've just got a little bit more time to finish off your work and then we're going to need to tidy up soon. Just might want to finish off your painting because you've got 2 more minutes. Work time then comes to a close and some people like to tidy up straight away after work time, other people like to wait. So in this instance we're going to tidy up right now. So the teachers might ring a bell or clap their hands and just do something like, woo, 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 it's time to stop. And they might sing a little transition song which might say, now you've finished your work time, work time, work time. Now you've finished your work time, time to tidy up. And remember we talked about how there's a strategy for tidy up. So tidy up time's really fun and we're just trying to make the classroom tidy enough for children to be able to feel that it's manageable. So perhaps for this one they're going to do a let's tidy up like butterflies. So for tidy up time today we're going to tidy up like butterflies and fly the things back to the areas that they go. Come on, let's fly, fly, fly. And as children are tidying up, teachers talk with them. Oh, Joe, you're flying the 2 red cars back into the box with the other cars. Oh, where do these go, Bobby? You found a way to push them with your butterfly wings. And you're flying those back into the box. Where things are labelled, it really helps children to tidy up. Oh, I can see one more block that needs to go away. Let's put it away together. Okay. This area is clean now. Where shall we go next? Oh, let's go to the house area. There's lots there. Come on then. Let's tidy up the spoons and put the doll in the buggy. Put the pots back on the shelf. Tidy everything away. Now that area's tidy. After the room's tidied up to a good enough standard for children, they make their way back to their different groups for review time. So red group meets back where they met and blue group meets back where they met with their particular key person, with their teacher who's responsible for their group. Like planning time, a different kind of strategy is used for review time. So perhaps the teacher might get a great big bowl and say to each child, I'd like you to go and fetch something that you worked with and put it in the bowl. So this child might put a red car in the bowl because that's what she played with, and they might sing a little song like, red car in the bowl, red car in the bowl, wicky wacky, wicky wacky, red car in the bowl. And maybe this child played with the bucket in the sand area, so he might get the bucket, and again, bucket in the bowl, bucket in the bowl, wicky wacky, wicky wacky, bucket in a bowl. So review time is a time to for children to talk about what they did and listen to what other children did, and it sometimes gives them ideas for things that they'd like to do tomorrow. This group perhaps will be using a different strategy, so the teacher here has got pencils and paper and she might say, I'd like everybody to draw a picture of something they did in work time today or something that they used, so children can just sit on the floor and draw a picture. So review time perhaps lasts sort of 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on the developmental levels of the children. Straight after review time you might want to have a snack time, or you might want to go outside. It's up to you really. In this instance the children are going to go outside, so the teacher will just bring review time to a close and let the children know that it's time for outside time. We'll do a module in the future on setting up the outdoor learning environment, but this might give you an idea of some of the things that could be provided for children as they play outdoors. We've got sand here, a mud kitchen so that they can mix mud or sand. We've got water here that they can play with, strollers or buggies if you use them in your culture. We've got paper and pens so that they can write, sticks and stones that they can play with, some balls, some blocks, some cars, some little pom-pom softballs. So children will obviously run because there's a lot more space outside. They might play with water, they might mix things and mix up sand and water, they might throw leaves and play with leaves. The teacher's job is just like inside, to move around from child to child, to keep looking and checking what's happening everywhere and making sure everybody's safe and interacting with different children, again helping children solve problems as they rise up. Outdoor time might last 30 minutes or so, maybe longer, and again when it's time to bring the outdoor time to an end, there's perhaps a tidy up time, and also teachers will give children a warning. There's 2 more minutes to tidy up. And singing songs as activities transition from one thing to another is such a useful way. And again, we'll look at transition times and those times in between activities in another module. So I hope that just gives you an idea of outside time. Teachers will give a warning, 2 more minutes, or remember when we sing the time to go inside song, it's going to be time to go indoors. And at the end of outdoor time, children will just make their way back into the classroom. So in this example, after outside time, it's going to be time for small group time, and the teachers are going to let the children know which area they're going to go into for small group time. So this group, red group, is going to meet in the writing area for their small group time today, and blue group is going to meet in the toy area today. It's hard to demonstrate small group time in miniature, but you remember each child gets their own materials to work with, and the teacher's job is to support each child with their individual ideas. So a teacher might have a small bag which they're going to give, where there's leaves for each child to work with, and this teacher's going to work with stones in the writing area, and this teacher might start off her small group time by saying, I've got a bag of different kinds of leaves for each of you, and I wonder what you can find to do with your leaves. You might want to count them, or you might want to make something with them. And then as each child is working, she'll make a commentary on what each different child is doing, again looking out for those KDIs. This teacher here might be using stones for her small group time, and again she'll give stones to each child to work with, and she might say, I'd like you to use the pens and paper and stones. You might want to draw your stone or draw round your stone. Perhaps you want to cover your stone with the paper. Let's see what you can do. So teachers will be working with children in an individual way. Again, they give a warning that small group time is about to close in a minute, and then it's going to be large group time, and everyone needs to meet in the toy area. At large group time, everybody comes together. One adult leads the group and one adult supports the group. It can be really helpful if each child has a small mat to sit on. That works well when you've got children sitting down. If they've got a little space they can all sit on, that really helps them know where their spot is and can sort out a lot of problems before they start. Large group time is a time for singing, maybe doing some action songs, maybe doing some drama together that everybody can join in. So for example, this song might be let's all clap our hands like Bobby, all clap our hands like Bobby, All clap our hands like Bobby. Clap and clap and clap. Then we might say, Charlie, what would you like to do with your hands? And he might say, tap his head. So we might, let's all tap our heads like Charlie. All clap our heads like Charlie. All clap our heads like Charlie. Tap and tap and tap. And what would you like to do, Rasha? Oh, stamp your feet. So children are still making choices and being part of the song. Like I said, one will lead. If one child needs help, this teacher might move around and just gently help this child or sort out a problem quietly. So this teacher can really focus on leading the activity. After large group time, which might last about 15 minutes, perhaps you have a book time, and that works really well again in two smaller groups. So perhaps red group again just slip away for their group time with their teacher, and this group might have a book with their teacher. And the reason we do that is because it's so much easier for children to really engage in a book. When they're in a little group, they can see the pictures, they can talk about the detail of the pictures, they can ask questions, they can relate it to their own experiences. You might then have lunchtime. That might bring the end of a morning session to a close, and teachers might say goodbye to each child individually. Parents might come to the door and collect children. They might say goodbye, or perhaps you might want to have large group time last, so children leave the class from the large group. So that's a sample of a morning daily routine of a class of probably 3-year-olds. If you work with younger children, you're probably not going to have a plan and a review time. Planning time and review time, older toddlers can just start to do a little bit, but certainly not in the detail that we've looked at today. But you will have choice time, you'll have small group time, you'll have large group time, and obviously with younger children you'll have more time in your daily routine for things like changing nappies or diapers and those kind of personal care routines. So I hope that's given you an idea, as best I can in a very miniature 3D world, of what a daily routine could look like. What we'll do in the next video is really start to think about your classrooms and your settings and your days. I know some of you have whole days and you'll be able to consider that. Some of you have half days and you'll be able to look at that as well. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.